Hello, everyone. Kiri from the Red Dawn here, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, the floodlights are on. The anthem will be louder than ever, and we are asking the big question: can we do it again? We're 2-0 down to the reigning champions, PSG, and the odds are stacked against us. But this is Anfield. This is the Champions League. And if any club knows how to tear up a script, it's Liverpool Football Club. Let's get into the preview. First, we have to talk about why. Why do we believe? It's not just blind optimism, it's history. Think back to Istanbul 2005 when we were 3-0 down at halftime in the Champions League final. We arguably had a worse side than what we've got right now. 19 losses in all competitions. We finished fifth in the Premier League. We all know what happened afterwards. 2016, we were 3-1 down against Dortmund until Liverpool scored 3 goals, including a 91st minute winner by Dejan Lovren to complete a historic comeback. 2019, we were 3-0 down to a prime Lionel Messi leading Barcelona. No Salah, no Bobby Firmino, and we destroyed them. I don't want to waffle on and make this a history video, but the fact is, PSG dominated us in the first leg. They had nearly 80% possession of the ball, but Anfield is where possession stats go to die. When the anthem starts and when the cops start sucking the ball into the net, even the best of the world lose their heads. And Arne Slot said it himself, we need the perfect balance. We need the crowd to be the 12th man from the first whistle. If we get an early goal, just one, the fear in those PSG shirts will be visible from the back row of the main stand. With all that being said, history is one thing, actually doing it is another. The most important thing we need to discuss for tonight's game is the mentality. If we walk out onto that pitch playing it safe, trying to manage the game, then I'm sorry, we've already lost. We saw what happened in Paris last week. We sat back, we gave them too much respect, and they suffocated us. You cannot give players like Vitinha or Joao Neves time to breathe because they will pick us apart. They are a front-running team in PSG. When they have the ball and they lead, they're like the Harlem Globetrotters. It's all flicks and tricks. But the second you put them under physical pressure, the second you start winning those second balls and driving at the centre backs, they start to look at each other. They start to wonder if another remontada is happening. We have to play with a nothing to lose attitude. If we lose 1-0 or 5-0, we're still out of the competition. The risk of being embarrassed is high, but the reward for being brave is legendary. If we play with fear, we're just waiting for the inevitable. If we play with fire, we give ourselves a puncher's chance. We have to make it heavy metal football again. We have to make it so loud and so intense that the PSG players can't even hear their own teammates shouting instructions. Fortune favours the brave Reds fans, and tonight we have to be the bravest team in Europe. Let's look at the team news. We're missing some big names. No Allison, no Bradley, no Leone, no Wataru Endo, and Curtis Jones is in doubt after picking up a knock against Fulham. It's thin, but Slot should otherwise be working with an identical squad from the Fulham victory. Ria Ngabaya became the Reds' youngest ever goal scorer at Anfield in the Premier League. The 17-year-old broke Raheem Sterling's record on Saturday. And if I was in charge of team selection, he would be the first name on the team sheet for this one. And I believe he has done enough to earn a starting role. So, with that all being said, let's get into what I think should be the starting 11 against PSG. And with this one, I have already pre-selected my team, so I'm going to go over it all. I think it's a much quicker sort of way of doing it, and I could actually talk about my selections for this one. So, starting off with the goalkeeper and our back four, no surprises here. It will be Georgi Mamardashvili between the sticks, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, and our centre backs of Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk. And now let's address the elephant in the room who is starting at left back. And as much as I like Milos Kerkez, who is the future of our left back position, Tonight, I am going with Andy Robertson. Why I pick Andy Robertson over Kirkes, alongside with Mo Salah, this is his last dance at Anfield in Europe. In a game when we are 2-0 down, I don't want potential. I want pedigree. Kirkes is brilliant, but he's still learning the defensive positioning required for a Champions League knockout game. He struggled a bit in the first leg with the overlap. Robbo, on the other hand, he is a master of the dark arts. He knows how to get under Buckholder's skin, and he knows when to commit a tactical foul to stop the counter. And his delivery into the box, when he is on, it is still world class. We saw his chemistry with Ingamoa in the Fulham game. Rio, he'll be facing one of the best right backs in the world in Hakimi. He needs that voice in his ear. He needs a left back who knows when to overlap and drag Hakimi away and when to sit back and let the kid work his magic one-on-one. Kirkes, he will have many more Anfield nights, but for this specific task, give me the Scotsman. Give me the man who knows exactly what it takes to produce a miracle. Into the midfield, while I have been critical of Ryan Gravenberch in the number 6, we need him to resist the press from Vitinha and Neves. And then you got Dominic Soboslai in the deeper role again, and I expect him to provide that energy. But the real focal point here is Florian Wirtz. While he's settling a bit coming back from his international duties in Germany, we saw that spark against Fulham. That vision is exactly what was missing in the first leg. If Wirtz can find the pockets of space between PSG's midfield and defence, he is the one who unlocks the door for our front three. And up top, it's a fascinating mix. Mo Salah, he returns to the starting 11. This is his stage, and after being benched in Paris, he'll have a point to prove. And then who we talked about is the wild card, Ria Ingamoa, the step overs, the composure. It was pure confidence. Starting a teenager in a Champions League quarterfinal is a massive gamble, but sometimes you need the fearless youth energy to unsettle a team like PSG. If he runs at Hakimi with the same directness he's shown in the league, Anfield will absolutely erupt. And in the middle, you got Hugo Ekitike, our top goal scorer with 17 goals already this season, and he knows these PSG defenders better than anyone. He's got a point to prove against his old club. And don't forget Alexander Isak coming off the bench as well. If we get him to service, he doesn't just score goals, he breaks spirits. And even at 80% fitness, he's a nightmare for tiring defenders. But that is what I am going to go for the starting lineup against PSG. Prediction time. How does it actually go down? My heart is screaming 4-0, another miracle. But we have to be realistic. PSG on the counter-attack are a nightmare. I think we start like a house on fire. I think maybe Ekitike or Salah or Engamoa, they get one early. The roof flies off the stadium. And for about 60 minutes, PSG look absolutely rattled. But as we push for that second to level the tie, they are going to catch us. My final prediction that it is going to be a 2-1 loss on the night. I think we fight. I think we give them the scare of their lives. But a late PSG goal on the break probably ends the dream. It'll be a 4-1 aggregate exit, but I expect us to go down swinging. I want PSG to leave the pitch knowing that they were in a proper dogfight at Anfield. But that is the match preview. I want to know your thoughts. What is your starting 11 and what is your results? Do you think it's going to be another Anfield miracle? Would you like to see Andy Robertson starting on left back, or will you persist with Milos Kerkez? Will you start Alexander Isak in the number 9 position? Get your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you like this review, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you all for the match reaction. Whatever it is, we are proud of this football club. Take care, be kind to one another, and as always, up the Reds.